Hi Stampers, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps, and I have a Sunburst Sayings project for you from the February Stamps in the Mail Club kit. This one uses some really cool sponging techniques and the Sunburst Thinlit die for making a really neat mask. So let me give you some great sponging technique tips and we'll get started stamping. So here are the pieces, and be sure to grab the die cut piece that comes in your kit too. This is actually cut from a piece of the backing paper that comes from the Designer Series paper, so the 12 by 12 paper. All I did was cut it down to 4 by 6 and threw it through the Big Shot, and this is a great template so to have on hand. I'm going to grab the smaller Whisper White piece here from our kit, and I'm going to position this. You can see my use it as a scrap paper for something else. I'm going to position this so the sun is kind of up towards the top left a little bit. So the first thing I'm going to do with this is go ahead and hold it in place. When you get your kit, it includes the Stampin' Sponge piece. Just go ahead and cut it into smaller chunks, maybe even 3 pieces, 2 or 3 pieces, because you don't need much. Dab that into your into your ink pad. And then go ahead and start inking. Start when you sponge to start with your sponge on the mask and then brush onto your project. So what that will do is it will help the ink to not be splotchy, because when you first set it down, it gives you sort of that splotchy effect. And so if you set that splotch right onto your project, then you're going to have to work really hard to get that blended in. So by setting the sponge on your mask first, you can avoid that splotchiness and easily get some nice variety to your color rather than having to get it really super dark to cover up your splotches. Although that works too. Not that I speak from experience or anything. Alright, so go around, you got all of that set. Get the color even to where you like it. With sponging, you don't want to try and apply your color all in just one splotch. You want to go ahead and layer it. You can always add more color. It's hard to take color off. Alright, so I have that set there. My fingers are blue, so I know I've achieved my mission, and I have this really cool sunburst background. Now the next part of this uses another chunk of your Stampin' Sponge and your crushed curry ink and a piece of scratch paper. Alright, so I'm going to ink up my sponge, and then I'm going to position this so that it is right at the edge of that blue line, and I'm going to brush to the side. So I'm starting again on my mask and I'm brushing onto my project. So what I'm getting is a line that looks like this. Now you'll notice I didn't go all the way into the blue. I left kind of a white line there. That was intentional because you don't want to mix your colors for this effect. I'm going to move my paper over and do the same thing again. Remember, start your sponge on your mask and wipe it onto your project. Don't worry too much about the middle because we're going to cover that up anyway. So keep going around your project like this and keep sponging. Notice you're always kind of moving around in a circle so that you're always coloring the same side of your sunbeam, so you don't want to get it switched around. So just keep moving in a circle. Sponge and twist until you are all the way around. When you get to the last one, then when you take your paper away, you have this really cool sunbeam effect. Isn't that fun? And you can toss your scratch paper. The pieces you're going to use for this one then are going to be the circles and the strip of Everyday Chic Designer Series paper. This whole package of Designer Series paper is black and white. We're going to use it on one of the other Stamps in the Mail Club projects and go ahead and sponge it, because it's a great paper to use with your sponging also. But here we're just going to use it as a nice black and white contrast. And then my Whisper White cardstock. If your fingers are really inky, be careful. You might want to go wash your hands before you do this part. I'm going to attach this with Stampin' Dimensionals. So one of the things that's really neat is to add extra layers and dimension to your card by adding layers. So sometimes popping up even a Whisper White on a Whisper White layer is a great way to add extra interest to your card. There's sort of an elegant look that comes from white layered on white. Alright, so I'll get that on there. And then the center of our card needs to be finished, so I have this 1 3/4 inch circle and a 1 inch circle here. And from the Sunburst Saying stamp sets, I'm going to use the Wow and this little V shape to match our paper. And then I'm going to use You Brighten My Day. You could also make this a birthday card. The Happy Birthday to You will squish on there also. But I'm going to go ahead and mount this and stamp in Bermuda Bay on my pre-punched circle. It's a little off. Let's see. Maybe I can get it a little closer on the other side. The other thing you can do is you can flip your cardstock over and place it exactly where you want it. Just use another stamp to press it down so that you get your image there. And I kind of like the first one, actually. That's the thing, right? You get to choose which one you like better. All right, again with these little guys here. I suppose I should add my Wow first. So I'm going to ink that. If you're wondering why my stamps are grabbing so super well, my secret is actually two-way glue pen. So when I first mount my stamps, I take two-way glue pen and just put a real thin coating over there. I know this could like start, you know, like a stamp war because different people like to do different things with them, but I do like to go ahead and use the two-way glue pen to add to my sticky factor. All right, so then go ahead and pop some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Pop those off and add to our card. So the Wow is going to go right there in the center, and my You Brighten My Day is like a little highlight afterthought. So there is another fun Stamps in the Mail Club card. If you want to request your kit for this, you can visit my website. Go ahead and fill out the web form. If you had trouble with the web form, you can always just email me and request a kit. But the stamps, the ink, cardstock, everything comes with, even the little sponge piece that you'll need. The only thing you'll need to add is adhesive and scissors. So happy stamping, and I look forward to sharing another card with you soon. Thanks so much for watching.